Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Just Law on IQRA TV. I'm your host Ilyas Bulbulia. This is the second part to the show. Just before the break, we were looking at European nationals who are in the United Kingdom who want to sponsor their partners to come to the United Kingdom. And what I was saying just before the break, that as far as the European national is concerned, as far as the partner is concerned, the immigration rules relating to that have become much easier to satisfy, and that's certainly a welcome change. Generally speaking, immigration rules generally tend to get tougher as time goes by. Certainly anybody who's been practicing for a while will know how complex immigration rules have now become. But this is an area where things have got slightly easier. So it's much easier nowadays for European nationals who wish to sponsor their partners to come to the United Kingdom. The fundamental change that's come in is that the European national who's in the UK no longer needs to be working. What they need to do, however, is that they need to obtain what is referred to as pre-settled status or settled status. And these schemes have been in place for a couple of months now, certainly since around February. The system's been sort of working and people now have started getting used to how the scheme operates. So it's been operational for around 4 months. And as part of that scheme, over the last couple of months, not for the last 4 months, over the last couple of months, what the Home Office has done is introduce a system whereby partners of European nationals are able to apply under this new EU settlement scheme as well, if certain conditions are fulfilled. Now, what are those conditions? When can the partner of a European national apply under this new EU settlement scheme? Well, the main requirement is that as far as the EU national is concerned, the person in the UK, they must first obtain, using this new scheme, the EU settlement scheme, which is an online scheme, they must first obtain either pre-settled status or settled status in the United Kingdom. Now, how do you do that? Pre-settled status is much easier than settled status. To demonstrate pre-settled status, the Home Office merely looks at whether the person has been in the UK or not. And in order to determine that, Home Office will normally look at your HMRC records, and if the HMRC records confirm that you're in employment, then the online application that you make under the EU settlement scheme will immediately confirm that you have pre-settled status. Let's take our next call and then return to this. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
वालेकुम सलाम
जी, थैंक यू फॉर कॉलिंग।
जी, ये मैं शकीला बोल रही हूँ ये इंग्लैंड से।
जी,
मुझे एक बात आपसे पूछनी है
जी,
कि मेरी प्रॉपर्टी पाकिस्तान में है,
जी,
ठीक है?
ठीक है, ओके।
तो छोटी सी है, इतनी बड़ी नहीं है।
जी,
तो मैंने ना, बच्चे मेरे छोटे थे तो मैं दोनों का नाम लिखवा दिया।
जी,
तो
ओके।
अभी उन्हें पाकिस्तान जाना नहीं है, तो मैं भी डिसेबल हूँ, पता है क्या? तो मैं चाहती थी मैं इसे फरोख्त करूँ, तो इन्हें जाना नहीं है, इनके पास वो पाकिस्तानी जो वो नहीं है, पाकिस्तानी कार्ड वो वाले भी नहीं है, वो जाते हैं तो जब वीज़ा लगवा के।
जी,
तो अब यहाँ मेरे पास फाइल तो है, तो मैंने इनके नाम कैसे निकालने हैं आप ये बताओ।
उसके नाम निकालने हैं प्रॉपर्टी पे से?
वो कह रहे हैं कि आप अम्मी हम आपको फ्री करते हैं, आप हमारा नाम निकाल दें, आप जिस तरह मर्जी भेज दें, हम लोगों ने नहीं जाना है।
ठीक है, तो अब जो आपके बच्चे हैं वो बड़े हो गए हैं, ओवर 18?
हाँ, वो तो एक तो 30 का है, दूसरा भी जो है,
मगर उसके पास वो शनाख्ती कार्ड नहीं है।
हाँ,
उसके पास वो आईडी कार्ड नहीं है, पाकिस्तान का आईडी कार्ड।
जी, जी, जी।
असल में अगर आईडी कार्ड नहीं है ना तो थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है। जिसके पास आईडी कार्ड होता है ना उसके लिए थोड़ा सा इजी है। जिसके पास आईडी है उसको सिर्फ वो कहते हैं पावर ऑफ अटर्नी, वो सिर्फ पावर बना सकते हैं। लॉयर के पास साइन करके एम्बेसी में وہ لے جانا پڑتا ہے, سب کو ایمبیسی میں جانا پڑتا ہے, اور پھر ایمبیسی میں وہ سائن اور اسٹیمپ کرتے ہیں, اور پھر وہ آپ پاکستان میں بھیج سکتے ہیں, اور وہاں سے آپ کا لائر.
بچے دونوں یہاں پہ ہیں, کاغذات بھی میرے پاس سارے ہیں, تو کیسے کروں آپ مجھے بتاؤ کہ اگر آپ میرے لیے کریں تو میں جو بھی ہوگی فیس وغیرہ وہ ساری دے دوں گی.
آپ پاکستان میں کوئی ہے جو آپ کے لیے, وہ لائر کوئی ہے آپ کے پاس پاکستان میں جو اس کا نام نکال
لائر تو نہیں ہے, لیکن جس کے حوالے سے میں نے 8-9 سال پہلے لی تھی نا,
جی,
تو وہ تو ہے, وہ تو اسٹیٹ ایجنٹ ہے.
اوکے, آلرائٹ, اوکے. تو یہ نارملی کیا کرتے ہیں, یہاں سے جو آپ پاور بناتے ہیں نا, تو کسی کو پاکستان میں دینا پڑتا ہے, لائر کو, یا آپ کے فیملی میں کوئی ہے جس کو
وہ لائر تو میں کروا, وہ تو ہو جائے گا, وہ میرا
ٹھیک
اپنا
ہے,
ہے.
ہاں جی ٹھیک ہے, تو وہ لائر کو دے سکتے ہیں. پھر لائر کے پاس یہ پاور ہوتا ہے, تو پاور آف اٹرنی کے ساتھ لائر وہ زمین کا جو ڈیڈز ہے اس پہ نام چینج کر سکتا ہے. مگر آپ میں کمپلیکیٹڈ اس لیے ہے کہ بچے کے پاس وہ شناختی کارڈ نہیں ہے, اس لیے
شناختی کارڈ نہیں ہے نا, پتہ ہے کیا, یہ دونوں کیونکہ باپ ان کا نہیں ہے, ٹھیک ہے,
جی,
تو یہ میرے شناختی کارڈ تو ہے, تو میں نے کہہ رہی ہوں کہ آپ لوگ اپلائی کرو میرے شناختی کارڈ.
نہیں, اس میں نہیں, آپ کے شناختی, اس میں دو راستے ہیں. اگر وہ شناختی کارڈ بنا لے تو یہاں کی ایمبیسی کے تھرو بھی یہ پاور آف اٹرنی سائن کرا سکتے ہیں. اگر بچے شناختی کارڈ نہیں بناتے تو پھر اس کا پروسیس ڈیفرنٹ ہے. لائر کے پاس,
آپ مجھے بتاؤ نا, تو
جی,
آپ مجھے میرے لیے یہ کرو, جو بھی اس کی فیس ہوگی میں دوں گی.
آپ ایسے کرو, آپ کا اگر آپ نمبر چھوڑ دینا تو
میں نمبر چھوڑ دیتی ہوں, نام بھی تو پلیز یہ آپ نے, میں نے کروانا ہے آپ کے تھرو.
جی ٹھیک ہے, آپ کنٹرول روم میں نمبر چھوڑ دو, تو پھر میں شو فنش ہو جائے گا.
ابھی ان کو بولو نا لے لیں, یہ نہ ہو کے بعد میں وہ فون کاٹ دیں.
جی ٹھیک ہے, ٹھیک ہے, ٹھیک ہے, آپ کا نمبر, اوکے, تھینک یو, اوکے, تھینک یو. Just on that, for those who are listening, it is possible to do a power of attorney and basically instruct somebody to act on your behalf. The difficulty here is, as far as Pakistan is concerned, it's easy to give a power of attorney to somebody in Pakistan if the person given the power of attorney has a Pakistan ID card. Where the person doesn't have a Pakistan ID card, the process is slightly more complex because the Pakistan embassy in the UK won't sign the documents, won't verify the documents. So the process is slightly different if there is no national ID card for the person giving the power to the person abroad. But it's slightly more complex than what can be explained or live on air, so I can deal with that off air. So just returning to what we were discussing before, immigration matter, EU national in the UK wanting to sponsor their husband or wife to come to the UK. And as I said earlier, that process has become much easier. Now, what I now advise clients to do is, previously we had to show that they were working in the UK. You don't need to do that anymore. The European national simply has to obtain either pre-settled status or settled status. And this is an application which is made online. I'll come back to this and we'll look at this after we've taken the next call. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
جی السلام علیکم.
جی وعلیکم السلام. جی تھینک یو.
میں نے آپ سے پوچھنا ہے کہ جب پاکستان جاتے ہیں نا تو وہ ساتھ ہوتا ہے نا ایک کارڈ بھی ہوتا ہے نا پاکستان کا پاسپورٹ کے, وہ میرا کہیں گم ہو گیا ہے.
جی ٹھیک ہے,
تو اس کے لیے مجھے کیا کرنا چاہیے, نیا بنوانا ہے یا کہ اس کی کاپی ہم ان سے لے سکتے ہیں؟ میں لیڈ میں رہتی ہوں.
جی, اگر گم ہو گیا ہے نا پاکستانی جو آئی ڈی کارڈ ہے وہ گم ہو گیا ہے, آئیڈینٹی کارڈ, تو یہ براڈفورڈ میں جو اس کی آفس ہے وہاں وہ آپ کو ریپلیسمنٹ کارڈ بنا دیں گے. تو اس کے لیے کیا کرنا, اپوائنٹمنٹ بنانا پڑے گا براڈفورڈ ایمبیسی کے ساتھ. ابھی وہ آن لائن اس نے کر دیا ہے, تو آپ وہ گوگل پہ جائیں گے, براڈفورڈ ایمبیسی کا ڈالیں گے نا, تو آپ اپوائنٹمنٹ آن لائن بک کر سکتے ہیں. سو آپ آن لائن جائیں گے, فار ایگزامپل آپ نے تھرسڈے 2 o'clock کا اپوائنٹمنٹ بک کر لیا, آپ کو 15-20 منٹس دیتے ہیں. جب جائیں گے نا تو پھر وہ آپ کو بتائیں گے کہ کیا کرنا ہے, مگر ایزی پروسیس ہے, اس میں کوئی ڈیفیکلٹی نہیں ہے,
اتنا مشکل نہیں ہے,
بالکل مشکل نہیں ہے. جی
اچھا ٹھیک ہے, بڑی مہربانی,
نو پرابلم,
آپ کا بڑا اچھا پروگرام ہے. آپ پہلے یہ پڑھاتے نہیں ہوتے, کلاس لیتے تھے نہیں؟
جی,
कि यही प्रोग्राम होता है?
नहीं, यही होता है। ये अभी
यही होता है
जो रमज़ान में थोड़ी सी ब्रेक
लेकिन ये बड़ा यूजफुल है। देखें आज मुझे ख्याल आया, मैंने कहा मैं काफ़ी दिन से मेरी सीट भी बुक हो गई थी
Right.
लेकिन बस ये ऐसा हुआ कि वो मैंने सोचा एक ही जगह पड़े होंगे, पासपोर्ट भी होगी,
जी।
लेकिन वो मुझे कार्ड नहीं मिला,
नहीं मिला।
उससे मेरी कैंसिल करनी पड़ी है।
जी जी, वो इजी बन जाएगा यार। जी
नहीं, आपने बिल्कुल सही इन्फॉर्मेशन दी है, ऐसा ही इंशाल्लाह ताला।
चलो, थैंक यू। ओके, थैंक यू
ठीक है
आपका
जी,
कॉल के
अल्लाह
लिए।
मियां आपको
थैंक
खुश
यू,
रखे।
आमीन है। थैंक यू, खुदा हाफिज़। ओके, खुदा हाफिज़। So just before that, we were looking at EU nationals. So instead of an EU national working in the United Kingdom, the EU national simply has to register for pre-settled status or settled status, and they are then able to sponsor their partner to come to the United Kingdom. Now, this pre-settled status, settled status, these are new concepts. They've been in place just for the last couple of months, but they are relatively easy to obtain. Certainly pre-settled status is quite easy because all that requires is for the Home Office to be satisfied that the European national lives in the UK. Settled status is slightly more difficult to obtain because that requires the Home Office to be satisfied that the EU national has lived in the UK for 5 years. That may be slightly more difficult, but as far as the first aspect is concerned, pre-settled status, that is relatively easy to obtain. That's given to any EU national who's living in the United Kingdom. Some very slight exceptions where there are criminal offences which have been committed, then it may be that the Home Office might turn down the application. But 99% of cases there is no problem at all, and the pre-settled status will be granted. Now, the reason we're looking at that is if a European national wants to sponsor their partner to come to the UK, once you've got pre-settled status, what you essentially get is a reference number, which is unique to you, the European national. And it's that reference number that, as a European national, your partner will need to apply in the UK. It won't be necessary for you to work in the UK. So it's not necessary now to show you're working, to show your employment, to show your bank statements, to show your employer's letter. All those things that you had to do before, which caused difficulties. Many European nationals would come here, would struggle to find employment. Even if they find employment, they might lose that employment, might have to start somewhere else, and they'd be trying to build up their wage slips and get some time in with the new employer. None of that is now necessary. All you need to do as a European national is obtain pre-settled or settled status, get your reference number, and it's that reference number that your partner can use abroad when your partner applies as the partner of an EU national who has pre-settled status. That makes the job much easier. Because if you think about it, that reference number that they've got confirms that their European national is in the UK. So the documents that your partner would have to submit abroad are significantly less, and it also reduces the chances of the application being refused, because the major point that's used for refusal, employment, that's now out of the picture completely. So the Home Office can't refuse for that because the partner has pre-settled status. There's no need to show employment anymore. So that big problem is now out of the way. So essentially, what the partner of a European national then has to show is there's a couple of other things that they still need to show. We'll come back to that after we've taken the next call. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Ji, walaikum salam. Ji, thank you for calling.
Sir, my sister-in-law is here from last 6 months, 6 years.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she is not capable to pass English test.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, life in UK. So what could we do? What you will recommend us for? Because she is depressed, she is not capable to pass English life in the UK.
Okay, what kind of visa is she on at the moment? Which visa is she on? Sorry, which visa does she have at the moment? Is it?
She has spouse visa, and she has 3 children, two daughters and 1 son as well.
Okay. Okay. Is she, I think you said she's been here for 6 years, so she's eligible to apply for indefinite leave. Is that right at the moment?
Yep, yeah.
Okay. And she's on this 5-year route to settlement, I take it. Is that right? Or you don't know?
Pardon, I couldn't hear you clearly.
Okay, so a spouse who comes to the UK normally gets a 2.5-year visa, which is then extended again. So normally what happens is after 5 years, they are eligible for indefinite leave. Now, is she on that at the moment? Is she eligible for indefinite leave after 5 years?
Yeah, now she is capable to apply for indefinite visa,
Understand.
but she's not capable to pass life in the UK. That's why her husband is scared not to apply for her.
Yeah. No. In terms of she's not capable, is she unwell? Is that the reason, or is she just not able to pass the test? I mean, what's the reason she can't pass the test, if there is a reason?
Whenever we apply for her, so she failed her, and she normally told us that I'm depressed, I'm not capable to pass this because it creates headache for me, and whenever I want to learn English or do something like that.
So there are two options now. Two options, right? One option is to try for indefinite leave, but there is a form that needs to be completed, which is an exemption from the English requirement, an exemption from the Life in the UK test requirement. That form has to be filled in by her doctor, and the doctor would have to confirm that she has a...
what is that form name, please?
I can't remember the exact name. Even if you go onto Google, and if you put in spouse application, English language exemption, the form should come up. But there is definitely a form. Now, the form is completed not by that lady, it's completed by the GP. And the GP has to confirm that she has a long-term illness which prevents her from passing the Life in the UK test and the English test. Now, if the GP is prepared to do that, then potentially she is exempt from the Life in the UK test and the English language requirement, and she can apply for indefinite leave.
Yeah, right? Thank you so much, sir.
That's option one. Option one. Option two, if the GP says, no, I'm not prepared to do it, then what she has to do is simply apply for an extension. They will definitely give her an extension because she's got children in the UK. So they'll just give her an extension to her visa, and she'll have to, then she carries on basically. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think after you've completed a significant time in the UK, it may well be something in the region of 15 years. I think you are then exempt from the English language requirement. So, but the approach at the moment is try and get the doctor to give an exemption if the circumstances allow it. If that is not the case, then apply for an extension of the visa. The extension will be granted because there are 3 children. There's definitely no danger at all about her being sent abroad. Okay, so that deals with that. So just before the break, we're looking at European nationals who are in the UK. They want to sponsor their partners to come to the UK. And I was saying, no need for European nationals to work. Apply for pre-settled status or settled status. It's much easier to sponsor if you take that approach. Let's just take a short break and we'll look at that in greater detail after we come back.